A king had a dream, and it troubled him, not because it was strange, but because it was clear. He knew it meant something. He knew it carried weight, but he could not understand it. And what you cannot understand can begin to control you. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, was not a weak man. He had conquered nations, destroyed kingdoms, taken Jerusalem, and yet this dream disturbed him. So he called the wise men, the magicians, the astrologers, the men who claimed to understand mysteries, and he gave them a command, not just to interpret the dream, but to tell it, because if they truly had wisdom, they would know what had been hidden. And if they could not, then their wisdom was nothing. But they answered as men answer. Tell us the dream, O king, and we will show the interpretation, because it is easier to explain what is given than to reveal what is unknown. But the king refused. The thing is gone from me, and if you cannot make known the dream and the interpretation, you shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. This was not a test. This was a demand that no man could meet, and they knew it. There is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matter. There is none that can show it before the king, except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh. And in that moment, they spoke more truth than they realized, because what they said was exactly what was needed. Not a man, but God. And the decree went out to destroy all the wise men of Babylon, because when human wisdom fails, the system collapses with it. And Daniel heard, not the dream, not the command, but the consequence. And he did not panic. He did not react. He responded. He asked for time, not because he knew the answer, but because he knew where the answer was. And he went to his companions, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, and together they sought mercy, not from the king, but from God, because there are moments when no strategy works, no intelligence helps, no system can save, only God. And in the night, the answer came, not through effort, not through deduction, but through revelation. The dream and the meaning. And Daniel responded, not with pride, not with excitement, but with acknowledgement. Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. He revealeth the deep and secret things, because what had been hidden had not been discovered. It had been given, and when he stood before the king, he made something clear. I cannot do this. There is no man that can show this, but there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets. And then he spoke, the dream, clear, precise, unmistakable. A great image, terrible in form, head of gold, chest and arms of silver, belly and thighs of brass, legs of iron, feet, part iron, part clay, and then a stone, cut without hands, striking the image, breaking it, reducing it to dust, and the wind, carrying it away, and the stone, becoming a great mountain, filling the whole earth. And the king listened, because this was his dream. And Daniel continued. The interpretation: the head of gold, Babylon, the kingdom that stood above all. But after it, another would rise, and another, and another, each one less unified, less stable, until finally a divided kingdom, strong but fragile, iron mixed with clay, and then, not by human power, not by human system, a kingdom would come, not built, not inherited, but established, and it would break all others, and it would stand forever. And the king knew this was no guess, this was no explanation, this was truth. And he fell before Daniel, not to the man, but to what had been revealed through him. Of a truth, your God is a God of gods, and a Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets. And Daniel was lifted, not because he sought position, but because he remained faithful, and his companions were placed over the affairs of Babylon. And Daniel remained at the gate of the king, because in a place where power ruled, truth had spoken, and in a moment where wisdom failed, God had revealed, and the system had been shaken. Because there is something that no kingdom can control, something that no king can command, something that no system can produce. Revelation, and when it comes, everything changes, because what is hidden becomes clear, and what is built is seen for what it is, and what will come is no longer unknown. And Daniel stood, not as a captive, but as a witness, in the center of a kingdom that believed it controlled everything. And yet, it did not control what mattered most.